Hello, welcome to the Monday show today. Up and running. I'm on episode 16, I think now. Well into the thing, just coming up to Christmas. I was saying not long. People doing their shopping. It was a busy day today for me. I was doing different things, so I'd like to welcome you to my show today. I was just gonna scroll through the papers here now. The Independent. It just says here, all the what's if Sean Quinn sad eyes 20 by 20 cannot erase the taxpayers' bill, and then Ryan Sterling leaves England squad in Qatar after armed break-in at family house. Weather advisory Arctic air mass to descend over country with severe frost and snow forecast. I see on Wednesday it's forecast, and I was saying there we won't be going out much there on them days, I wouldn't say. Mary Lou silence is heard loud and clear by the voters. And she was on the Late Late Show there the last day I saw, and it was an interesting interview, and very concise and very clear, you could say her. She came across very good, I thought. Mary Lou. And now I was just going to read you what was on yesterday's paper. I'm a bit behind schedule. The Sunday World, there was a good write-up there. It just says more about Sean Quinn there. I didn't stab Quinn in back. Priest slammed in RTE doc, denies betrayal claims. Father O'Reilly calls again for probe into paymaster. And that I was reading that early on in the paper. That was the main news there. Bludgeoned to death. Garda forensic team examined blood smears on front door and van with smashed windscreen at murder scene. Police seeking link to man who was killed by carbine nearby 30 minutes after fatal assault. That's on page 5 on the Sunday World. And then more about Sean Quinn there. Former billionaire Sean Quill called to the home of the priest who condemned the paymaster between the abduction of Kevin Loney and Gavin O'Rourke, lasting half an hour, according to Patrick O'Connell, who writes in the Sunday World here. The paymaster still needs to be brought to justice, according to the priest here. Father Oliver O'Reilly spoke out in church. So that was on the Sunday World there. And Dublin's Jimmy's real bosses were M15. Dublin Jimmy Cyril McGinn were emergency. He had no dog in the fight for control of the Quinn business. Money was his motivation. This is also taken out of Sean Quinn. Sean Quinn and his wife believe they are more victims than the tortured Kevin Loney. So it's all in this paper today, and they do really make their money, the Sunday World, don't they? Of really stories. Drug busters healer. It's not a party thing, it's a spiritual journey, and that's about it. Judge accepts cancer patient explanation that he was trying to improve mental state. And pollers differ over voters and Irish unity. It's a mixture, really. People here accept it, a united Ireland. Will it ever happen though? That's the question. I'd like to talk to someone there from the north. They're listening, anyone that's interested. I'd like to get their views on it. And so that's there. Woo woo. It's a true call to the spirit of Christmas. Member of Late 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 audience deserves praise. A Late Late Show audience member became the most talked about man in Ireland at the weekend after living his best life on RTE TV special. Also dubbed Real Man, who real life Buddy the Elf, who remarks still hasn't come forward, went viral for his whooping during the most watched television. I really didn't notice that. That was on the Toy Show there last week. And Mary's Killer Mills, former pathologist Cassidy Gines, Dancing with the Stars. I see that. It's by Derek Kearney on the paper. And Ray tipped for news at 9 o'clock slot. I would love his job. Presenter Ray Kennedy, he's been tipped to get Eileen Dunn's job. And if anyone like me to get the 9 o'clock news, I don't know about that now. So, but that's the thing there. Garda launched fresh appeal for Sandra, and that's Garda have renewed the appeal for information of the anniversary of the disappearance of murder of a woman in County Mayo. Sandra Collins was last seen on the night of December the 4th at 11 o'clock in the county kitchen premises on Georgia Street, Killala. So that was that, and that's having the crime of our lives. Goodfella proves fans' favourite. This is a crime world and movie club link for a night of Hollywood gangsters. It was the Dingle Whiskey Club, which has been running as a feature on the hit broadcast, held a live event to discuss the films featured in the series and to announce which gangster film was voted its ultimate fan favourite. Treated to Dingle Whiskey cocktails on arrival, winners were entertained by comedian Emma Dawn. Became a panel discussion with Nicola Tallant, Sunday World Deputy Neil Donald, and comedian Peter McGrath. Discussing the success of the night, Nicola said, "I was so good to meet some of our wonderful listeners who made the evening such a success." So it just says there about that podcast thing there, and how a long-minded burglary can steal our priceless peace of mind. When an intruder enters your home, they take away your things, but it's what they leave behind that really matters. So that is real thing. It can happen to anyone, and I know the full thing there, and it's really a terrible thing when you are broken into, and it makes you think, doesn't it? Really. The day of reckoning. Jonathan Dowell is set to take the stand at State Witness Regency Hotel murder trial by Nicola Tallant. State Witness Jonathan Dowell must feel the day looming, and it must weigh heavy on now as he contemplates what comes next. So that's there, and then I'm just going to go through the paper here. Scatter my ashes over Galway Bay. Tommy Tiernan has revealed when he dies he wants his ashes scattered over Galway Bay. The Meath raised comedian has made Galway his adopted home for the past 30 years since he first moved there in the early 20s. Since then, he has had 2 marriages and three children from each relationship. I love the West, and I'm living in Galway now over 30 years. So that's that show. I must add that into my skybox there. And couple on new track to happenings at deciding to take the dart to get married. Full story there on the paper, and I'm just going to go through celebrities brand slams. Kim Kardashian is vilified by association with Balsinia, but she's not the first celebrity to fall foul of endorsements. So it just gives you an article there of all the other ones that have been lynched up. And down this film, Lady Chatterley's Lover, which is 15s, the stars Emma Corrin, Jack O'Connell, Matthew Duncan, and Jolie Richardson. It gets 4 stars on this. Classic tale of a lady and the gamekeeper is more than just a fumble in the hay. And Harrison Ford pictured is to be the sage. As I'm saying, that trailer now is online if anyone wants to check it out. And Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is on Switch. That's on the game. And then Christmas is coming. I've got top apps here for the Christmas Countdown by Jubilee. And that is the latest. And then there's top 10 singles. Taylor Swift, Anti-Hero, Escape Pianist. That's in Shake, Make You Look, Meghan Trainor, and Miss You. So it just goes through the hits there, the main things there, and then there's an article then about the Jeep. I see the Range Rover Sports PHEV, and it gets a good write-up. Gets a fairly good write-up there. It's starting 104k. My test model was an eye-watering 125k, and I find it hard to argue with that. I will never own one, but not because I don't want to. Trust me on that. So it's an average review really, as I read it there. So that's then that article, and then Big Tom record owner for Pat Pat McKenna, singer and songwriter Pat McKenna, has had his many highs in his career. And Pat, who has New Hills of Home CD, will never forget the night Big Tom came to see him perform. So it's a new artist there, and Daniel O'Donnell's article, Classic Hymn is a Christmas cracker from my pal Mary. I see Mary Duff as the Holy City is out now on the new Holy City, available to download, streams on all digital platforms. I must check that out on iTunes. And then it says more about the Panto, Ollie Polly and the Beanstalk. The cast in that is Jane Patrice, Ryan Andrews and McLean Buck, Zoe Tabloid, Ian McGregor and Michelle O'Neill and Rob Vickers. That sounds a good one there to me. And Mike Denver is doing a tour. He's all over the place there. And Dan McCabe, he's another artist there that's on the tour. It just gives you a rough. That's what this paper's good for, all the artists that are on tours. Horse racing, there's Fairy House card and Hunkleton card and Calzo card. They're all there. And Power and Glory, more about two greats, Katie Taylor. It says just there, that's them sport awards are coming up soon. And Davy planned to work hard. That is about Fitzgerald has tasked players with winning every match. That should be interesting. And the matches that were on there today, I was looking at them early on. Kilmacud won the Downs with team, they won well. Shane Walsh was the man of the match, so it was pretty good stuff there. And Ballyhale Shamrocks won as well. They won Kilmacud Crow, so it was good stuff there. And then Colin O'Rourke, Pat Spillane puts all the managers through their tests. He writes about Oisin McConville, he writes about Joan Hegarty, Desi Dolan, Don Levity, Paddy Christie, and Oisin McConville. He says what he says there. This is a real left field choice of a new man. Again, I know Oisin from the Sunday game. He's sharp lad, and Wicklow have got a big new sponsors. There'll be money to use, but I like a few managers in this review. Oisin is another one on the rebound from not being on the winning Mayo management team. Oisin will have a low base of expectation of trying to get Wicklow out of Division 4. So, and then another manager he has is Colin O'Rourke. He's shrewd and passionate Meath football man. Colin has them a good management team and good around county holding trials. Meath have a chance of getting off to a good start in the league, not meeting Dublin or Kildare, but the pressure will be on him until the day the Royals beat Dublin. I fear this will be the next year when the column wishes he was back in the Sunday game studio. And then more about Ronan O'Gara there. So this paper, and then the World Cup. Don't be our next bet. That's the French minister. I was going to go through them results there. There was matches there tonight. And then Portugal versus Switzerland and Morocco versus Spain. They're on Tuesday. Them two matches. And then Garrett in a bind. Ex-Irish Delaney says Maguire, frailty, tampering, ambition of England boss. So that's the main news then on that paper. I went through Sunday World there, so I just thought I'd give you the breakdown of that, and I'm well into this on a podcast here. So I was just going to go through the sports here, the sports section here, the results there. I did get the results there today of the match. England swat Senegal aside to set up a French showdown. I saw that earlier on. I was following it. It was England 3, Senegal 0, and it was a good, convincing win, which I really am bothered about in that results. But then the next results then, France won. France won that match, the other one, and that was they won it pretty convincingly as well. They won Poland, France 3, Poland 1. So France and England meet in the next round in a quarter-final. That's the quarter-final match. So just thought I'd mention that. And then it says more about Dr. Maria Cassidy joins Dancing with the Stars lineup, and Then Mini Driver remembers Magic Pen pal Maeve Binchy. She was on there with Scanlon there last night. I see. She was on the show. I was looking at it there last night, and she's talking about a few things there. And then Gary Wilson, I see, ends title await with Scottish Open success. He won as well, and there's a good few sports things to mention there, and thought I'd mention a few. And Pelly, I see, is in hospital. He's in. I hope he gets out of it anyway, Pelly. And then I go to the Sky News. The Sky News then. England cruise past Senegal to get up quarter-final world clash with World Cup holders France. You can imagine what the paper spread in England will be like tomorrow. It'll probably say on the front page, England's going to win the World Cup, and a lot of people, I don't know, I didn't see the match, so I don't know, but that's probably what they'll be saying. England, they blow themselves out of the water. Latest fans celebrate quickfire double. And English supporter mum versus Senegal supporting dad. The two of them up against one another. That's what that story is about. And then that's the main news then. And then the UK. I was just going to look up the UK. It's a lot about England on it actually. Christmas rail strikes to go ahead as union rejects offer from operators. And ace yourself, heavy snow and sub-zero temperatures as cold swap sweeps UK. So it's going to be UK as well. I was just thought I'd give you the UK news as well. There's a lot of people listening to this podcast. So. And then on the American news, I don't go to American news much, but I thought I'd do it tonight. I have a good following in America, and seeing a lot of people are listening to my podcast shows, and I just thought I'd make one tonight. This is the latest news in Los Angeles, actually. The capital news I was going to go through. It just says, in Georgia's Senate runoff, Democrats call on house cleaners and caregivers, that's what it says there, caregivers to drive turnout for Warnock. And Fred Ross Jr. an appreciation. It just says oil and gas operator pay millions for Clean Air Act violations, and climate change is driving up food prices. So in America it's the same. And then a new union rise in the south. They're talking about it in the south. Structure barriers to homeowners have multi-generation impact. All the facets of an artist's life in the beauty and the bloodshed. So I'm not sure now is the sports on this. That's the latest news anyway on that. I could pick a different news. It's not great, that news now on that, but I thought I'd add a feature about American news, and just added into it anyway. So I have an article here. I was just going to leave you with read out an article there. But I can't find it at the moment. I was going to read it out. There's good writings in it, so that's what I was going to do. So I'm well into the podcast now, and I haven't got any music to play yet. I might play a bit of music the next day if I can decide on it. And I will come back with another podcast again if you're interested. I was going to read out something from Ireland's Zone, but I think I'll leave it till tomorrow. There's great write-ups in it, and I'd just like to say thanks for listening, and I'll be back with another episode again. So thanks very much, and goodbye, and good night.